Welcome to another episode of What If Deku Had the Venom Symbiote. Last time we talked about what's been going on with Bakugo, and now we're going to kind of fast forward back to Deku and see what's happening. And with that being said, let's do this. Deku, wrapped in venom, sits atop a building in Kamino Ward. His eyes are glued to the door of a foreclosed bar. While he has already approached the place, he now waits. Inside himself, the boy hears, "Even if you wait for the flamethrower to leave, there could still be quite a few villains in there. I am assuming that you have a plan." The vigilante whispers to the voice in his head, "I do. Once he leaves, we take another close look. Then we need to use an explosion to cause chaos and get us in. Our priority is to free the students. If we have to fight our way out, we may need them." "Sounds reasonable. Seems like you have calmed down, Izuku," replies the voice. The boy clenches his fists and grits his teeth. His voice wavers. "Barely. It took us a while to get here. I just know we can't charge in. The last time we did, we killed someone. And this time, I want to..." Venom picks up an implied statement. Deku's anger and its own bloodlust are flowing like a single feeling. Even so, the entity can feel the boy begging himself not to give in. The attention of the two is brought back to the door as Dabi and several other villains step out of it. Once that group is well out of sight, they make their way down the side of the building. Rounding the corner, the two crash into a villain. They step back and find themselves staring down Twice. The villain says, "That face, I know it." Twice follows his statement with a contradiction. The boy's face scrunches up and his mouth forms a question. "What do you mean that you know it?" From within, he hears Venom speaking frantically. He warns Deku not to listen to Twice, that the crazed man will only tell lies. The boy cannot help himself. He hangs on to the villain's every word. Twice states, "I once wore that thing. It was a gift. It's mine. Give it back. No, you can keep it." As Twice spews another set of opposing statements, Deku asks who the man is. Venom continues to ramble on inside. The villain answers, "I'm not used to people asking about me. I am Twice." "No, you're not." Twice sounds like a cloning type quirk. Deku mutters as the man contradicts himself. He mulls it over in his mind for a moment. Then he asks Venom, "That's how you make copies, isn't it?" Venom's rambling stops as soon as the question is formed. The entity is silent. Deku growls at him. "You were first with him, weren't you?" "No, I wasn't," comes an angry reply through a mix of two voices. Twice stares at the two of them, deep in thought. Deku and Venom argue aloud. The villain gets their attention with another statement. "You two are starting to sound like me. You can keep it. Give it back before you lose yourself." Deku's mind races. Before him is a man that seemed to be split into two in the man's own mind. The boy is wearing an entity unlike any he has ever known. He could sense parts of himself slipping away into the darkness of Venom. He feels like he might be staring at his future. It fills him with terror. Venom screams in his mind, refusing to return to the man. "You said it was a gift. Where did you get it at?" asks Deku, trying to calm himself. Twice is slower to reply this time, as if he is unsure on how to answer the question. The villain replies, "It came to me in secret. I was told to tell no one about it. The only thing that was ever made clear to me is that it was mine. Now give it back." Even as he negates those statements with others, Twice leaps forward. He grabs the substance covering the vigilante, pulling at it. He tries to tear it off of the boy. Without thinking, Darkfire reaches forward and unleashes an explosion. It sends the villain flying away with a yell. That sound draws others out of the bar. Mr. Compress helps Twice off the ground. Shigaraki stands behind them both. They glare at the smaller figure of Darkfire. Twice spouts off about both wanting and not wanting the vigilante's costume. Shigaraki's eyes move to Twice. He scratches at his throat. Darkfire, I see you two have returned. You seem to be more in sync than when you killed Stain. His words made me think that you were more than one being, but now I just think it's a rare type of quirk. I will give the League one chance to survive what is about to happen here, growls the two voices dripping from violent intent. Despite the raging bloodlust, Deku forces himself to think. His plan has gone bad, leaving him outnumbered 3-1. He has to even the odds. Mr. Compress asks what just one boy can do. The villain immediately regrets those words. What is one becomes two. Venom makes a clone of himself, and both Darkfire spring into action. One of them lunges at Mr. Compress, the other for twice. The latter is quickly taken out by an explosion. The other uses his quirk to compress the attacker's arm. As the limb disappears, the rest of the clone turns into an inky black sludge. Darkfire turns and lets out another explosion loose and sends Mr. Compress flying. He clones himself again. The clone rushes at Shigaraki while the original heads for the bar. Shigaraki reaches for the clone, but it sidesteps him. Reaching out, its hand explodes. Shigaraki flies into the wall of the building. The real one enters the bar to find Bakugo and Tokoyami tied to chairs. He moves swiftly. Within moments, both are free. Speaking to the former captives, he says, "You're free now. We need to go." Though Tokoyami is quick to follow, Bakugo hangs back. The blonde boy's eyes seem to burn holes in the vigilante. Darkfire looks out the front of the bar to see Shigaraki holding a fistful of sludge, all that remained of the clone. He calls back to the other boy, "Come on, we have to get out of here." Bakugo refuses to step closer. Instead, he takes an all too familiar stance. Bakugo snarls, "What makes you think that you have the right to save me?" Hoping that the boy will trust him if he knows the truth, Midoriya makes a choice. The mask Deku wears recedes from his face and he smiles. "I'm your friend." And that's all we got for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this next part of What If Deku Had the Venom Symbiote. Leave your thoughts on what you think is going to happen next in the comments below. And guys, make sure that you subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and make sure that you hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And we will see you guys next time.